Alright, so for my keyword outline, there is just a few pages that I'll be using to help me along the way, bullet points. So, I'll go ahead and set up my phone. Hopefully it's in a good spot. I'm trying to focus on the TV. Alright, hopefully that works. Sorry if it's taking long. Okay. Alright. Okay, so the coronavirus has been spreading fast lately, especially in college towns. Students have been ignoring the guidelines and have been accidentally spreading the disease across campus. Because of this, college students need to get tested for COVID-19 to stop the accidental spread of the disease. First, let us talk about COVID-19 testing. Testing for COVID-19 is free. The nasal swab test takes no longer than 10 seconds and it is very quick and easy. It is a similar test to the flu, so put that in perspective. Here at Texas A&M, I've already gotten 5 tests for the coronavirus. As part of the baseball program, we have to get tested about once a month, and so far every single test has been very quick and painless. A great thing about the COVID test is that it is free of charge at most places. Later in my speech, I will talk about a couple places you can go to in College Station to get tested for the disease. So like I said, testing is nearby. There are many places within a 2-mile radius of campus to go get tested for the disease. One thing Texas A&M does to limit the spread of the disease is they will do randomized testing with all students. So far, I've gotten one of these tests through an email. They will send an email to students that says, we are required to go get a COVID-19 test, unless we are in sports that do randomized testing already. So with this email, it'll give you directions on what you need to do to go get the test and what you need to do if you test positive for the virus. Now that we have talked about the general information about testing for the virus, let us talk about the symptoms. COVID-19 has a lot of symptoms. According to the CDC, the 12 main symptoms are fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headaches, new loss of taste, new loss of smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, and diarrhea. If you feel any of these symptoms or have any feeling that you may have COVID-19, you need to do the proper and safe thing and go get tested. According to Nature News, most young adults are asymptomatic and do not physically feel any of the symptoms of COVID-19. This is the main reason, or they do not feel any of the symptoms listed on this PowerPoint slide with the 12 main symptoms. This is the main way that college students have been spreading the disease because they're accidentally doing it without knowing it. According to the CDC, the disease can still be spread to one another even if you're asymptomatic and don't feel any of the symptoms. Therefore, it is important to routinely get tested so that you do not spread the disease by accident. now that we have talked about the symptoms of COVID-19, let's dive in deeper about the spread of the disease. Help stop the spread of the disease and stay healthy. According to the Texas Tribune, college students are spreading the disease massively throughout campus. The Texas Department of State Health Services states that Brazos County has caught an estimated 9,000 cases already, and it led to 66 deaths. Some of these deaths were caused by college students spreading the disease accidentally to elderly people. And elderly people, people who are above 65 years of older, have more of a chance to die from the disease, or the effects of the disease will have a larger effect on their body. This could have been prevented if students simply just got routinely tested to know whether or not they have the disease or not, as most students are asymptomatic. Getting tested will allow anyone to know whether or not they have the disease, also determining whether they have been spreading the disease in the past or not, because one of the tests you can get for the disease is a blood sample, where they will get a little sample tube of your blood, and they'll test it to see if you have the antibodies. And if you test positive in that aspect, but negative with the swab test, that means you have previously had it, and you could have possibly been spreading the disease to people around you. And it's good to let the people that you're with weeks before you got this test know that you had it before, so that they can go get tested to see if they caught the disease from you. Many students have been going out and partying without following the CDC guidelines. Some of these students also return home on the weekends to their parents and have been spreading the disease to their parents. One of my friends actually was involved in a story like this. She was out partying on the weekend or on the weekdays, and ended up catching the disease, and went home on the weekend to her family to visit. And she ended up giving the disease to her parents, and luckily they had a safe recovery and the virus didn't have very much of an effect on their body. But this risk factor could have just been prevented if my friend got tested before she went home. It is especially important to go get tested before you go see your grandparents, because, as I said earlier, anybody who is 65 or older has a better chance of dying or having more of an effect on the body from the disease than younger people. So, in conclusion, us college students need to get tested now. The viral test has been deadly and is scorching through campuses and universities. The test is free. Most students are asymptomatic, and are spreading the disease accidentally, so they need to go get tested to prevent the spread of the disease. And getting tested will stop the accidental spread of the disease, and it will save lives. So as I said earlier, I would explain or show you all some places where you can go get tested. So the first place you can go get tested is the Butyl Healthcare Center. The center is located on Houston Street on campus, so you'll need your Aggie ID badge to get in. And it is near the YMCA building at TAMU and Lot 27. So if you're having trouble, you can also go plug it in on Safari, and it'll give you the directions to the place. Another place you can go is CVS Pharmacy. There's a popular pharmacy known around the United States, and they have COVID-19 tests there. Some CVSs actually have drive-through tests where you can go up to the window and actually swab yourself by yourself. There will be instructions on the window telling you how to swab yourself, and you will get your results back in a couple days. So, us students need to get tested now before it's too late, so that we can stop spreading the disease to people who it may affect negatively. Thank you.